Hey guys, it's Marcus, and here's what I'm going to show you in the next few minutes. First, the exact revenue formula that made me 8 million in the last 22 months from this very YouTube channel that you are watching right now. And despite my tiny videos, a few thousand per video if that, and this is a formula so simple you can actually calculate it on a napkin in about 30 seconds, and this will show you how you can make 10k a month plus, selling coaching or consulting with just 200 views per YouTube video. And then second, why everything you've been told about YouTube is completely backwards. Most of it is a completely lie, made up to frustrate you and leave you lost and stuck. And I prove that with real data from real tests, not theory. And third, the embarrassing truth about why I hold a coffee cup in every single video that I make, and why that same flow make me worth 20k or more per video to you if you learn this and you copy it, which I hope you will. If you're a coach, consultant or expert selling high ticket coaching or consulting, that means really 2,000 to 3,000 or more. Stay tuned. But I need to warn you about something. Ignore the gurus, they are lying to you. What I'm going to teach you in this video goes against pretty much everything that you ever heard about YouTube ever. And it contradicts what the algorithm expert preach. It contradicts what the guru says. It contradicts what feels logical as well, but it works. And I'm going to prove you with math. Simple math, the kind that you can do on a napkin. Now, here's the thing: in my previous business that I used to own, I made 16.4 million in total over just about 5 years, which sounds impressive, right? But here's what nobody knew. I was spending 6 figures a month on paid ads, something multi-figures a month, and by the time I paid for ads agencies, acquisition cost, my project marketing was somewhere between about 30% to 40% depending on the month. In my new business that I currently run and own, we have an 80% profit margin or thereabout depending on the month, with pretty much zero ad spend. Same level of knowledge, same skill, different vehicle. And that vehicle is what I call a micro niche YouTube channel. The foundation of everything I'm going to teach you today comes down to one idea. Write this down. The right 200 views will always outpay the wrong 200k subscribers. And that's not an opinion, that's math. And I am about to show you exactly how the math works, so let's get into it. Now here's what most people believe about YouTube. Oh, I need to crack the algorithm, I need to post more content, I need better thumbnails, I need more subscribers, I need more editing, I need more views. And it sounds logical, doesn't it? More views equal more money, right? Post more, earn more, better production, better results. But here's what I discovered through years of testing with myself and with my clients. That is completely wrong. It's not true. It's completely backwards. And if you do that, you are not going to make more, you are going to make less. The more I chase views, the fewer sales calls that I book. The more I edit, the worse my videos perform. The more I post, the less I make. And I know that sounds insane. And I know it sounds illogical. But I test this through not just with myself, with a batch of clients. Scientific testing in real life, and this is what we found. By doing more, we got less, much less. More posts mean fewer leads, more editing means fewer calls, and more effort means less money. So who's teaching people this nonsense? I tell you who. People who just say post more content, that is a true villain in the story. They just post more crowd, and it's not just bad advice, it's expensive advice. Because it costs you time, it costs you money, it costs you sanity. And it doesn't work. As well, it's hard to get less. Stop scripting and editing your videos. Today I'm going to show you a different way. A way where 200 views can generate 20k or more. A way where you post one video per week. A way where you don't script anything. A way where you don't edit anything. If it does sound too simple, good. Because it's simple. That's the point. Because here's what the just post more crowd doesn't understand. You are not trying to build a massive audience. You are not trying to be a YouTuber. You are not trying to get famous. You are trying to book sales calls and close sales calls. You are trying to fill your calendar with people who will pay you. 8K, 10K, 15K, 25K, even 50K for your coaching or consulting services. And for that, you don't need 200K subscribers. You need the right 200 viewers. That's it. Hopefully that makes sense so far. Let me show you exactly how the math works. Now let's talk about the 200 view math. Okay, let me show you the math that changed everything for me. And I want you to actually write this down. So pause the video, get a pen, get a napkin, get your phone, right? Whatever. Just write this down. This is the formula that is going to change how you think about YouTube forever. And if you write it down, it will really sink in. 200 views, 1% conversion equal 10K, or set whatever your price currently is. At 10K, that's 20K per video. 2 sales in 200 people. Look at this, 200 views, that's it. Not 200K, not 2 million, 200 views. If 200 people watch your video and 1% of them book a call and buy you, let's say 10K your offer, that's 2 people. Question for you. Do you want fame or do you want income? Let me ask you something. Would you rather have 1 million subscribers and 0 sales, or 200 views and 20K? Now it seems obvious when I put it that way, doesn't it? But here's what happens. People get seduced by the big numbers. They see YouTubers with like millions of subscribers and they think, oh, that's the goal, that's success. Look at all the views, look at all the subscribers. They must be making money, right, bro? I know that fact for a fact, because this guy, we had a guy last week, obviously I won't say name, but he was someone like 4 million Instagram followers and a small YouTube channel. He wasn't even making 5K a month. He wasn't even making 5K a month. How? With 4 million followers, right? And equally, on the other side of that, I have clients in the past who done 20K, 30K, 40K per month with a YouTube channel with 2K subscribers. Again, that get 200 views, 700 views, 400 views, 900 views, and they are making tens of thousands of dollars. So don't be distracted by vanity metrics. That is a vanity metric. You are not trying to be a YouTuber. You are not trying to be a content creator. Hell, come on. You are trying to make money. You are trying to book sales calls. You are trying to fill your calendar with people who want to pay you 10K, 25K, and you don't need millions of anything. You need the right 200 people. That's what the crowd will never understand, because they are playing a different game. They are playing a game where views matter, where subscribers matter, where the algorithms matter. And that is not our game. Our game is simple. Find 200 people who have the problem that you solve. Speak directly to them and let 1 to 2% of them become your clients. That sentence is so important. 200 people who have the problem that you solve. You speak directly to them in your videos about their pains, their problems, their desires, their situation. And believe me, over time, 1 to 2% of them will buy from you. And if you charge 5K, 10K, 15K, the right people will pay that. That is the whole game. That's the real game. The right 200 viewers will always outpay the wrong 200K subscribers. That's not opinion. That's math. Can you see how that changed things? Because now I didn't just come up with this theory in a laboratory, right? I discovered it by accident. Let me tell you the story of how I stumbled onto the power of 200% right viewers. Before I figured this out, I was doing everything bad. I was making edits, videos, creative videos, multiple camera angles, fancy lighting, expensive thumbnails. I was paying editors, I was following all their advice, and pretty much no views, pretty much no sales, nothing. I was burning money and getting nowhere. And then one day something changed. So I was having a coffee downstairs with a woman who was telling me about her business. This was back in Dubai a couple of years ago. And something she said really inspired me. And I got an idea for a YouTube video and I was really excited about it. So I went back upstairs, right? Because I live in a building. And now normally I would have spent hours setting up, scripting the video, setting up the free cameras, fixing the lighting, getting everything perfect. But I wouldn't be bothered. I didn't have the time. I was excited and I just wanted to capture the idea while it was fresh. So I sat down at my Mac, which I'm right now. I opened up the iMac camera that I'm using right now to film this video. I hit record, no script, no editing, no fancy production, just me talking. I uploaded it straight to YouTube. It didn't overthink it, didn't second guess it, just put it out there. And then something happened. That video got 500,000 views. And it made me over $1 million cash that one video. And I got the high growth tracking to prove that as well. Now here's what's interesting. 500,000 sounds like a big number, but just think about the math. That is, I just show you. I don't need 500,000 views to make that $1 million. If my offer was, let's say, 25k, I need 40 people to buy. Then that's less than 0.1% of those 500,000 viewers. Now the 500,000 was nice, but what actually made the money was the right viewers, the small percentage, who had the problem that I solved and who were willing to pay to fix it. I sat there staring at my screen thinking like, how did this happen? When that video did so well, I thought, well, it must just be a fluke. So you know what I did? I went back to the edit videos, back to the scripts, back to the production, and back to the getting pretty much no views and no sales. And then a few weeks later I thought, hold on, what if I try the iMac camera thing again? What if it wasn't a fluke? So I did it again, raw and edited one take, and that video got $250,000 views, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. And that's when it hit me. I discovered something. Not only was the raw approach getting better results, but it was also way easier, faster, takes less time, less money, less effort, and it produced more revenue. Everything that I've been taught, everything that you have been taught is wrong. Editing was hurting me, scripting was hurting me, production value was hurting me, and what actually worked was being myself, talking like a normal person, sharing what I was thinking. Simple, easy, and profitable. And in both cases, the how I make 10k month videos that have 1,000,000 views, the step by step how I made a lot of money, video that got about a quarter of a million views. Like, you know, I was just keeping it real and being myself. And what mattered was the right viewers, the one who watched, connect, and said, I need to work with this person. The right 200 people in those audiences were worth more than the others people combined. Now I wish I could tell you that I earned my lesson right there, but I didn't, because here's what happened next. Even after discovering that real videos work better, I went back to the old way, and I know this sounds stupid. And I know, and some of you are probably thinking, why, Marcus, are you serious? You were blowing up, and you went back to the style that didn't work. Yes, I did it because I'm human, I'm bloody idiot. And I thought, let me just test it one more time, maybe I was wrong. So there was a stage on my channel, and maybe some of you remember this stage, where I went all in on edited content. I was paying $700 per edited video. Seriously, I invest in fancy thumbnails, multiple cameras, all the bells and whistles. I basically went right back to everything that didn't work, and guess what happened? Well, it completely backfired. I wasted lots of time, lots of money, it was a costly mess, and here's what made it worse. People started reaching out to me and saying, Will, Marcus, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Should we copy you? Oh, so funny. This is why you should never just blindly copy people, because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. And some of the people did copy me, and they say, made the same mistake that I made, and they felt the same pain, and they had to watch me go backwards and admit that I messed up, and it was embarrassing. I was expensive, and it taught me a lesson I never forget. The raw approach is not just better, it's the only approach that works. Anytime that I stray away from that raw, genuine, organic, helpful, valuable style, I pay the price. So when I tell you that editing and scripting and fancy production is killing your results, I am not guessing. I tested multiple times on myself, on my clients, and the data is simple. Simple wins, raw wins, authentic wins. And when you combine simple and raw with the 200 viewers, that is when the magic happens. That's when 200 viewers turn into 10k, 20k, 30k in cash. Now let me show you why this works. Because there's actually psychology behind it. 100 people versus just 5 people. This is how YouTube really works for coaches and consultants. Let me give you a scenario. Let's just say you're selling a 25k consulting package. Option 1, you stand on the busy street in London. 100 people walk past you today, and this is what it looks like. And this is what it's doing. You try to stop them, you try to beat them, you try to get their attention. They are rushing, they don't know you, they didn't ask for this. They got headphones, they are looking at the phones, and they are actually trying to avoid eye contact with you. How many sales do you make? Probably 0, maybe 1 if you're lucky, right? Option B, you have 5 appointments booked in your office this week. And that's what you look like. I imagine these people found you online. They watch your videos. They request a meeting. They drove across town, clear their calendar. They are sitting across from you right now with a notepad out asking questions. How many sales do you make? Probably 2, 3, maybe even all 5. The street has 100k people. The office has 5. But the office made you 75k and the street made you nothing. Why is that? Well, it's because the people on the street did not choose to be there. They didn't choose you. They don't trust you. They don't really even know who you are. The people in your office, they choose you. They saw you out. They really trust you because you say a single word to them. That is what happens when you chase views on YouTube. You are standing on a busy street, trying to get the attention of people that they don't know you, they don't care, they are not looking to buy. When what you actually want is a book office. 5 people who found you, watch your content and thought, man, I need to talk to this person. Your micro YouTube channel isn't trying to be a busy street. It's trying to be a book office. 200 people who choose you will make you a lot more money than 100k people who don't know you exist or really don't care, right? They are just watching for cheap dopamine hits. And this is the same principle I've been talking about here today. The right 200 beats the wrong 200k. A book office is just 200 right viewers who took the next step. Right? A book office beats a busy street because buyers who choose you already trust you, and trust is what creates sales. So hopefully you are starting to see now why everything you've been told about YouTube is backward. The gurus tell you to be on the busy street. Go and get views, go and get more eyeballs, cast awareness, make broad content, until you fill your office. Find the right people, speak directly with them and let them choose you.